Good afternoon. It's Friday, July 17th, 2026. Jesus taught by both words and deeds. He often seemed to set up divine appointments, not just to bring healing and restoration to people who are suffering, but also to use the opportunity to teach his disciples about who he was and what kind of supernatural power he could demonstrate. In Luke chapter 8, verses 26 to 30, and I'm reading from the New Living Translation, second edition, we see about a demon-possessed man. It says, "So they arrived in the region of the Gerasenes, across the lake from Galilee. As Jesus was climbing out of the boat, a man who was possessed by demons came out to meet him. For a long time he'd been homeless and naked, living in a cemetery outside the town. As soon as he saw Jesus, he shrieked and fell down in front of him. Then he screamed, 'Why are you interfering with me, Jesus, Son of the Most High God? Please, I beg you, don't torture me.' For Jesus had already commanded the evil spirit to come out of him. The spirit had often taken control of the man, even when he was placed under guard and put in chains and shackles. He simply broke them and rushed out into the wilderness, completely under the demon's power. Jesus demanded, 'What is your name?' 'Legion,' he replied, for he was filled with many demons." Here's a poor man who'd been possessed by many demons for a long time. Long enough that everybody in the area was aware of him and avoided him and recognized that he was uncontrollable. They tried to shackle him and bind him and keep him under control, and he just broke the chains and ran out into the countryside, was living in the cemetery, and they were just all avoiding him. But Jesus came to the area, and before he even got out of the boat, he drew the man to himself. The demons immediately recognized the godly power and the divine authority of Jesus, falling at his feet, and they were pleading for mercy. Jesus asked the demons their names, not because he sought information or because he didn't know, but to demonstrate to the disciples that the uncontrollable demons were controlled by Jesus. He could force them to have a conversation. This incident in Jesus' life is a tremendous teaching moment for us to recognize that whenever and wherever we are out of control, when life seems to be taking impossible turns and completely out of control, and evil is rampant, Jesus is still in control. May you and I recognize the absolute supernatural authority of Jesus over every event in our lives this week. God bless you.